My dog is watching me. She's messed up her bed so much I've had to throw it away, put a different one out. Now look, she's on camera. She don't. That was funny. She was just watching me. Now she's looking like Stevie Wonder. Especially when I scratch her with a brush. So anyways, I'm putting out this video of, I screen recorded my story about Bob Joyce, Elvis Presley. I first recorded it in 2021, and that wasn't the first one I did, but this particular one was when I did that. I did one with more details. I'm going to try to work on another one with a lot more details and maybe some other clips from other people. But I want you to understand something. This is not a promise, because what we have happening right now is way more important. Everyone needs to get ready for what's happening. And too many people, as you will see from the evidence, or have seen already because I put the clips before this one, are so in tune with, or actually you will see them after this, because this is going to be the first clip, in tune with finding out who Elvis is and why. And I'm going to try to put some things together. There's some videos that I have really had a hard time finding. One of them is where Donald Trump says, "I see Elvis back there. Hi, Elvis," during one of his first campaign speeches or rallies. And then you saw Bob Joyce, Elvis Presley, behind Donald Trump for almost every rally after that. So there's a lot going on. There's clips of things like Jeannie C. Riley saying that he's not dead, he's not in the grave. That's why it was spelt wrong. There's all kinds of things, and YouTube is scrubbing them. Well, actually Google, because Google owns YouTube. Google is giving some of us so much trouble because they're in line with the New World Order, with the one world government as spoken of in the Bible. And you're going to get that. You're going to understand that. And if you don't now, you will. And every comment, when some of us have gotten some of our channels back, why they did that was so when you comment, your comment is tracked and stored in a database. So just remember that. You want to comment? Fine. You think it's not important? Go for it. But I'm telling you what's coming is way more important than Elvis Presley, Bob Joyce. Is he alive or dead? The only thing I say is that was the first real thing that I understood. Well, not the first real thing, I guess, but one of the main real things that I saw where what I believed wasn't true. It just simply wasn't true. And I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do another story with the same story, but I'm going to try to remember all the details that I had beforehand. And once I do it, I'll probably do it 2 or 3 times myself, because when I start talking about it, what happens is I remember things that I forgot. But I'm telling you that for all the people that don't think that when Elvis said on telephone, when I'm really gone, there's going to be a book written about me, and the people that are being laughed at now will have the last laugh. I'm going to try to find that clip too. It's just a phone call. It's not a video of him. But there is so much more coming out about what's happening. And this country is failing. It's falling. It's already fallen. Chaos is coming. In the video of my story, I told where, at the end of it, where there would be hyperinflation and it's already beginning. That was in 2021. Now, you look at this situation we're in today, and you can see it firsthand, and you're living it. You're losing your homes. You can't afford food. Medical, well, if you can even get it, it's so astronomical you can't even afford it. And if you can't afford it, you're just not going to get it. And they've been planning this for decades. And I'll talk about that in a different video. But for now, this is about Elvis Presley, Bob Joyce. One and the same. Now watch the clips after this. I think there's 3 other clips besides this one right here. And then there's the My Story. And then when I redo that, if I get a chance to, because there's so much going on right now, I can't even keep up with the news. Plus, I've been having trouble with solar because it's winter. And then they spray the sky so much, even in the winter, it blocks out the sun. So even though I've got double the panels, some days I don't get any more power. And I'm struggling here. And I'm still looking for that wife that I probably will never get, that miracle that I'll probably never have. But maybe not. So listen to the other clips I've got. I'm going to show you the views on the My Story. And I'm also going to show you the subscribers on one of my channels. And I did this today. This video is going to go out sometime today. And so what you see as far as the subscribers and the views on the videos, that's today. I'm out. Folks, I'm trying to get this video together. It's kind of difficult. This might be really choppy in the beginning. And if it is, I'll have to tell you. But this is the channel that I'm locked out of. Well, there's 4 channels I think I'm locked out of, but this is one of them. And this is the one, it's got 652 subscribers. This is right now. I just went on there right now. I think this is January 13th. And this is how many subscribers are on there right now. Now, let's see. If I can find it. See, there's one about Elvis, Bob Joyce, and it's 838 views on that. This one's 559. And then I talked about this stimulus check. This one's 714. And I'm looking for the one video. It has like over 6,000 views. There was one that actually ended up with more views, but YouTube. Right here is one that's got, it says 51,000 views right here. This is this is 4 years ago. This is not, I screen recorded it and put it on another video, and that's why this has got so many views. But here it, let's see. Now this one shows 838 views, but there's more. There's more. There's one, I seen one that had, at one time, it had 34,000 views or 44,000 views. Now that's just plain insane. And YouTube messes with the numbers too, because I watched one of my videos while I was looking at the numbers. It was going down like one every second or half a second, like that, just going down like that. And so when you see a video, when you got views on a video, the views don't go down. They just don't. Once you see it, you see it. But YouTube likes to make you look like a lunatic, so that's what they do. And you know it. If you have tried to do YouTube videos and you get strikes and stuff like I have, you already know that's the case. Okay, I'm going to try to put this on there too. I got several small clips that are going to be before the main clip, okay? Hey folks, I want to show you a few things. Shoot, I can't do it that way. This one here, I'm locked out of it. Apparently it's still up, but I can't. But if you'll notice, there's 6.6 thousand views. Now there's 6,680 views. This is right now, today. This is the 13th, I think, of January. And this was done in 2023. All right. Now, there's another one where I know it showed it. This one shows 51,496 views. That's what this one shows. All right. So now this is crazy because you know what? I'm trying to do this two different ways. It won't, for some reason, it won't show me. It won't show me this way. I got to do it this way. Anyways, and I had people calling me, and you know, people are wondering a lot of things. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna crop this off right now, and I'm gonna attach the video to it that this was from. Now this has me walking down talking about a guy that's staying with me. That guy, he got arrested for CSC with a minor, and that was apparently something he did before he got to me. He was trying to hide out. I told people no criminals, but you know it's funny. People just think they can hide, and you can't even hide in a cave. This is me. This is Matthew. And I'm going to tell you my story about Elvis Bob Joyce. But I've been working today, so I'm not exactly looking like, you know, the best guy. But it's breezy out. But anyway, I was telling people last year my story in the middle of summer, and I've been asked to tell it again, and so I'm doing it. My screensaver broke, and I thought it was my screen underneath the screensaver, but protector, I should say, but it wasn't. I tried to get videos to show what I'm going to tell you, because there are videos that do that, but my screen recorder, none of them will record it right. So I'm just going to tell you my story like I did last year and forget about the videos. You can go see them. I can. Some of them are up on my playlists. There's 2 playlists of Elvis. You can go look at those. And then you know, if you start looking at those, when you go on the main page on YouTube, they'll come up because you looked at them. So they'll come up. Some of them are Elvis's Bob Joyce. Some of them are Elvis is Alive. You gotta discern though. If it's Elvis Bob Joyce videos, you can bet that those people know what they're talking about. So in 2017, in the week before Super Bowl Sunday, what I did was, you know, in 2015 or 16, I had this guy saying, you know, Elvis is alive, and I said, bullshit, leave it alone. And that's the way I put it. And I was not that nice. And I had other people telling me that. It's like, no. And then this video with him singing at Denton's, come across my feed, and I wasn't even looking at those videos or anything, but it come across my feed. It's like, here you go. And so I watched it, and then I seen Matt Joyce. Now, people want to say he's 40. He's not. He's like 60 or beyond, because he was 60 last time I knew. I think that was like 2 years ago, or maybe 3. I don't remember. And he had gray hair. He was singing at the church once. So just because you see him younger doesn't mean he's 40 years old. He's not. And he said in an interview, and I seen this interview like 6 times at least, and I thought, because I wanted to make sure I was hearing what I was hearing. I wanted to make sure, is this right or not right? And I wanted to get it right. And he said in there that, because he's an Elvis impersonator, and he said in there that his dad would always keep track of what they were watching on TV. He was always very careful about what they seen on TV. And he said his dad was flipping through the channel. Bob Joyce was flipping through the channels one day, and he skipped across this man dressed in black leather. And Matt Joyce said he went, whoa, wait a minute, what was that, Dad? And his dad like hung his head, and he flipped back to that, where it was the comeback tour in the 60s, you know, when Elvis came back after being in Germany. And he said it took him a while to put 2 and 2 together that was my dad. And that interview disappeared for a while. You know, I seen it for about a year, and then all of a sudden I couldn't find it for anything. And back then I didn't have a screen recorder. Babe, get over here. If I had a screen recorder, I would have recorded it. But now you can't find that video. What you'll find the interview, but what you'll find is it's like they edited it. I know they edited it. What he says in that interview now is, yeah, my dad's a really big fan of Elvis. And that's not what he said the first time. That is not what he said. I know it's not what he said. And if you think he doesn't still have clout, you're wrong. And Jeannie C. Riley has a video interview on television years ago, and she says that Elvis was alive. You know, that she knew people in the music industry that was talking to him on a fairly regular basis. And she was a laughingstock of Nashville. People were laughing at her. And, you know, you can find that video. And it's still, I looked to see if, the other day if it was still up on one of my Elvis collections, and it is. Or at least it was, you know, the other day. But, so anyways, after all this, and I saw his website, so I went on and I got on the website of, babe, get up here, of the website of the church that he was actually preaching at the time. And I found the number to the church, and I noticed that they were all open, okay, big green block letters. So I called, and there was 2 in Texas and 1 in Arkansas, or 2 in Arkansas and 1 in Texas, I don't remember, but 3 branches of the same church. So I went I got the number, and I called the church. And I also, we got ATVs running around here. So I called the church, and I left a message on his old website, and I also left a message on the website of the church, and saying, this is for Mr. Bob Joyce. In all 3 places I said, this is for Mr. Bob Joyce, and I said, I am not a reporter, and I am not the mafia. I know who you are, and I'm so proud of who you became, because I always knew there was something deep down inside of you that most people didn't see, that the public didn't see. And I said a few other things, but I don't remember exactly what I said other than that, and I'm not going to worry about that. But so that was on a Wednesday before Super Bowl Sunday in 2017. And I waited and waited and waited, and I never got a response. And Super Bowl Sunday come up, and I watched the video of his preaching that day. And he said, what is this, February 6th, 2017, Super Bowl Sunday? And he never dated any of his videos. He never did that. I never seen a date since then either. And I never seen one before that, because I was watching his messages, because it was kind of I was just keeping track of everything. And I seen his Facebook pages. Well, his page, the Household of Faith page, which wasn't then, because that was a new church. That was the church that happened, and I'm going to tell you that in a minute. And his wife's page, and she has a picture on Facebook. I don't know, I haven't had Facebook for, I don't know, since 2019, I think. And her Facebook page has him supposedly as a young man, and it's supposed to look like an older picture, but it's really not. It's one of those that looks like an older picture. And her age, if you look at her in that picture, and then you go to his page where it's like more recent, she has the same, she looks the same. The picture's different on her page, but because it's supposed to look like it's old, but it's not. And she looks the same. And come to find out, from a person that goes to that church every week, that's not his wife. Well, then I realized that these two pages are just a front, because if you looked at it, when I looked at them, I could look at them for months at a time and there would be nothing added to it. It's like they were just there to get people away from the attention of it. But I put them messages, and I called the church and too, with a phone number, and I said the same message. And so I waited till Sunday evening, and I still didn't get anything. I said, well, maybe I'll wait till Monday, though. I've gone to churches that they're open like Monday through Friday or something. They have an office and different things going on. So I thought, well, maybe that was the same. Babe, you know better. My dog. Anyway, so I thought Monday, and so Monday evening didn't get anything. So I went on the internet, and I checked my email and didn't get anything still. I looked at the web page of the churches, and his church said closed, and the other churches said open. And I thought, well, maybe time change. And I couldn't get on his website, or I got on his website, and then it was like, I didn't even call the church. And so Tuesday, I went on there, and it was like, I think it was Tuesday, I went on there, and it was, I couldn't get on the website, his website. I got on the church's website, and it said closed. And I don't remember if it's Tuesday or Wednesday I actually got on there, and because it seems like it was Wednesday, because it seemed like I got to try to get on the website of the church and his website, and it was like buffering. And so I thought, well, because I had problems with the internet, it was just that. So Wednesday I get in there, and the website for the church, his said permanently closed. I went, oh. So I got to try to get on his website and Googled it, and it said no results found. I went, oh. So I immediately called, well, actually I went on his website first and said no results phone. And then I got on the website of the church, and when I seen permanently closed, that's when I called the church, because I had the number of my phone. And you know how, when you call somebody and their number has been disconnected or changed, it says this number has been disconnected or changed. But this didn't say that. It said this number has been disconnected, period. Now the thing is I've disconnected landlines before myself, and it takes me up to 3 weeks to get a disconnection sometimes. It's ridiculous. So I'm thinking, oh, something is here up here. Well, the people at the church told me that when I did that, they closed that church, and then a couple weeks later, Household of Faith started on the internet, and then that's when it went up on Facebook and different things. And they told me that when they went to church, because they didn't know it was going to close, they said when we went to church, we were shocked to see that it was closed and everything was gone. It was stripped. It was like music equipment was gone, everything. So I said, oh, okay. And I was onto something, but I didn't know I was onto something. So, well, I figured I was onto something, but I really wasn't 100% sure. But when they started talking to me like that, and people started calling me, and things started happening, then I knew. So I talked to other people. People would call me up on the phone, and I talked to people on Facebook too. And I talked to authors and people in the industry, music industry, movie industry, whatever. And one of the guys was actually a friend of the guy that used to play Steve McGarrett in the original Hawaii Five-O, not the newer one. And because he was saying, well, I'm sad that my friend is gone. And I forget the guy's name that actually played him, but, and I talked to him, and he said, when he wants to come out, he'll come out. You just have to let him be. The thing is Elvis was in a witness protection program. He can't come out. He can never do it. When he's dead, then they can, if they want to, come out and say something, and they're not going to. Well, I don't know if they ever will, but the way things are going today, I'm not so sure anybody has time for anything, so I'm not even going to go there. And then this is not my main thing, but I'm going to have a message for Bob Joyce at the end of this anyway. And so I knew that I stumbled onto something that was Bob Joyce, that was Elvis Bob Joyce. And the marks, all the surgeries, the broken finger, the scars, the mannerisms, the stature, everything is all the same. And I know he said he wasn't him. And that's going to be my message to him, is why would you do that? If you're a man of God, if you're a man of God and you trust God, in Revelation it says different people won't enter the kingdom of God. And the last one is all liars. Not some of them, all of them, including me. I've got to make sure I have problems I got to deal with, but I'm working on it. And God's working on me too, but and I've had miracles like crazy. It's just unbelievable. So God must be telling me, you're going to make it. I trust you will make it. Because he knows me from before, from whenever, from before I was born. He knows me. So, if he's still giving me these miracles, it must mean my heart's in the right place. And that's what I have to talk to you too about, is this thing of the Elvis Bob Joyce is really not the most important thing. I almost didn't do it. Because my thing is I want you to be saved from the pits of hell. I want to be saved from the pits of hell. And I'm working on that. And I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot of things I'm working on. I have a lot of work that I'm doing, and I don't have time for this thing that's not important. But the reason I told somebody, they said that, and I said, well, the reason I'm going to do it is because I want to tell people, if you believe this lie, what other lies do you believe? Because right now, the one world government is deceiving everybody, and people are just complying like crazy. And I just know real soon. I already told people hyperinflation was going to happen, and it is happening now. I mean, when I first got here a year ago, OSB was $10 a sheet. Now it's like $38 a sheet, and a sheet of plywood is like $68 a sheet. I mean, did you get that? And this is not good plywood, good one-side plywood or anything. This is just regular, simple plywood, half-inch plywood. And I see prices just going up and up and up. And you've got to understand, these are the end times. We have to get ready for these times. You know, I wish I had a wife, and I may never. But at least now I got help to help me. This wood that was in my driveway is all up there. He's helping me do things around here. He's going to be helping me do things. It's just now warming up. Today is like 60 degrees. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 70. So now it's going to be warm. I got some more materials delivered today. When I ask about OSB and plywood, the lady says, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "No." "Yeah, I'm sitting down. I'm just joking with you." And then she told me the prices. Like, it's a good thing I was sitting down. 2x4s even. You can't even get. I mean, it's just. I knew it was coming. I told people 16 years ago this stuff was coming, but to see it now happen in real time is like unbelievable. Yes, I believe Bob Joyce and Elvis are the same. He's not Elvis anymore. I had people calling me over and over again. And I had other people calling me, new people calling me. One guy said, well, Bob Joyce and his wife took me to lunch after church. And I said, if you came out now, nobody would believe you because it's been too long. And he said Bob Joyce just looked at him, smiled, and winked. I still have this person supposed to come. She says she's trying to get here from California to interview me, but we'll see how that goes because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we got tomorrow. We might wake up tomorrow and the banks will be closed. We don't know anything. You know, but God knows. Get close to God. I'm telling you. Not tomorrow. Today. And I'm so grievous over so many things that I've done in my life. And my thoughts and different things and my daughter, she called my mom for the first time in a few years. And maybe when she's ready, she'll call me. I don't know. And I'm not going to say more than that. You know, people who can look back at my videos or have seen, you know, when I've talked about my kids, they'll know. They'll know. They'll remember. So I'm going to go out now and I'm going to put this on all my channels. Subscribe to my other channels too, because you never know when one's going to be taken down. I love you all. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.